A woman and her baby getting out just in time.
Obey all signs and warnings. Obey the crossing arms if they're down.
As the Brightline train slams into their car. A pilot trying to use the roadside as a runway as a plane ends up upside down in South Florida. And call them mid-season champs.
Lowry from deep. Kaboom! Aaron Ekblad with a chance to win, and he scores!
Two local teams going for first place at the All-Star break. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Zitlali Salache.
And I'm Julian Davis. Today is Thursday, February 17th, 2022.
From the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Palm Beach County seeing a rash of crashes, all of them involving Brightline trains. A South Florida driver is in the hospital this morning after a Brightline train hit his car.
The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office from Miami attempted to cross the tracks while the gates were down yesterday morning. This is when the train rammed into Paz's vehicle, cutting it in half. He was later taken to a nearby hospital.
He spoke to me from the phone, and then he told me, he was like, hey, I got hit by the train. You know, they said it's crazy that I'm alive.
This is the third Brightline crash in Palm County within the past week. In a news conference held by a Brightline executive, the company said people should be aware to stop when the lights are flashing and the gates are lowering, even if they do not see a train at the time.
A small plane is grounded this morning after a crash in South Florida that flipped it upside down. The plane crashed right next to a runway at a small airport at around 11 o'clock yesterday morning. As bad as it looks, everyone was able to get out and no one was injured. It was in the northwest part of Palm Beach County, right next to Lake Okeechobee.
Uyghur culture is under threat, and as Sophia Lama from our DC Bureau reports, thousands of them are facing genocide in China and are trying to make an example of at the Olympics.
The 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing are being boycotted by Uyghurs and advocacy groups across the nation. For thousands of Uyghurs, the traumas of family members going missing, being jailed, or getting sent to concentration camps in China is common. Hamid Karim has a Uyghur restaurant in DC where he shares the culture through food. While he received asylum in the U.S., other members of his family were not as lucky.
I have one brother. His name is Abdushkur Karim. He's in 20 years in jail. His wife, her name is Han. He's get jail in 7 years because we are Uyghurs.
The Winter Olympics in Beijing have inspired Karim and other Uyghurs to speak out.
Our brothers and sisters are in the camps and they're facing political indoctrination, forced abortion, forced sterilization, rape, torture. And when it's happening in that country, they shouldn't be holding the Olympics.
Speaking out includes demonstrations they hope will start conversations and educate the public. Reporting for the South Florida Media Network in Washington, D.C., Sophia Lama.
Staying in D.C., African American businesses are in the spotlight for Black History Month. The network's Carly Rae Skinner takes a look at some of them in our nation's capital.
D.C. is home to many prominent Black-owned businesses that hold historical significance to the area.
Ben's Chili Bowl, an iconic landmark located along U Street, is a restaurant that has seen presidents, civil rights activists, musicians, and singers come through its doors.
In my 63 years here at Ben's Chili Bowl, I've met the most interesting people. Almost every day I meet somebody interesting, but I think, having met and sat with Dr. Martin Luther King during the Civil Rights Movement was a big honor.
Another business that highlights Black history is A Tree Grows at Book Place.
A Tree Grows at Book Place was established in 2019 as a way to disseminate or elucidate the African American experience. We sell primarily books by and about African American people, of course.
A Tree Grows at Book Place has books that are from many different cultures. They also have a cooperative space that operates as an ever-evolving research library.
These businesses continue to survive in today's diverse society. This is Carly Rae Skinner with the South Florida Media Network.
For the first time, an opportunity to live on Disney property.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
One-handed rebound and throw down with both hands for Bam.
And the Heat coaches get to host the weekend's All-Star game on the strength of being #1 in the conference. That means they have something in common with the hockey team across town. Newsbreak will be back in just 2 minutes.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Both the Heat and Panthers making a playoff push after a dominating first half of the season. With a win tonight, the Heat could have the best record in the Eastern Conference, just in time for the All-Star weekend.
As the network's Anya Joseph reports, the Florida Panthers are also #1 in the East at their All-Star break.
The Florida Panthers are returning from the NHL All-Star break as the Miami Heat are turning up for the NBA All-Star game this upcoming weekend. The Panthers' left-wing player Jonathan Huberdeau made an appearance during the NHL All-Star weekend where he scored a goal the first 3.5 minutes into the game, playing for the Atlantic Division. The Panthers remain first in the Atlantic Division with a win against the Carolina Hurricanes.
Regulation and win it 16 seconds into overtime.
The Miami Heat, first in the Eastern Conference, have just one more game before the mini break due to the All-Star weekend. The Heat on the road for a matchup with the Charlotte Hornets this evening. Looking forward to seeing Jimmy Butler play for Team LeBron and for Coach Eric Spoelstra leading Team Durant and the NBA All-Star game approaching this weekend in Cleveland. I'm Anya Joseph, South Florida Media Network.
Disney planning to build fan-based communities. Announced Wednesday, the Walt Disney Company will develop engaging Disney-themed residencies for fans. It will include features such as Disney cast members providing guest services and live entertainment. The first-time community will be located in Rancho Mirage, California. Disney mentions that all ages are more than welcome.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Julian Davis.
And I'm Zetlali Solache. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.